Now I have joining me to discuss the ascension of John Mahama as president of Ghana, publisher Inside Watch Africa, Oluwaseyi Adeyemo. Good to have you join us. Now, we understand, I don't know if you follow that inauguration and then the speech by John Mahama, where he has termed it, and what his tenure would be that of a reset for Ghana. But does he actually represent the change, and not just the change that Ghana needs? All right, it looks like we have lost connection.
Hello?
All right, Mr. Adeyemo, I can hear you. Did you get my question?
Yes, I did. I got your question.
All right, please go ahead.
All right. I said, in my opinion, I think he has an opportunity to write his name in gold, because it's then been out of government for more than 10 years now, 8 years or 10 years. I'm not sure. I think they do 5 years. Now, the truth of the matter is, I believe he's been able to see out of government the mistakes he made and the mistake the outgoing government have made. And I'm hoping that I haven't seen that, and I've criticized, very, very seriously what they are doing with this government. He will be able to do the, necessary things. The truth of the matter is, globally, there's a downturn economically globally, but I believe that Africa can do better than we're doing right now, because each time we compare ourselves with the rest of the world and we talk about the fact that the economic problem is global, I'm sure we all know that what we're going through in Africa is not what they're going through in a place like England or America, So I believe that, President John Mahama has an opportunity. I haven't been in government and was criticized and was voted out, and he has an opportunity right now to come in, and he's seen all the problem, that his people, are going through, and the promises he has made. I'm hoping that he will take advantage of this second opportunity to write his name in gold.
Because, when people talk about him, they talk about him as the change that Ghana needs. And that's why I asked that question. We understand that now former President Akufo-Addo's tenure, his last tenure was plagued with economic challenges. But let's not also forget that during John Mahama's last tenure as well, the country faced economic struggles. There were persistent power outages and also corruption scandals. How optimistic are you that his return will bring some sort of new era of progress and accountability for Ghana?
I'm one of those who do not believe in all these promises that our government have always given us. When President Akufo-Addo was coming into government, there was a lot of hope. This was a man who was Attorney General, who was Foreign Affairs Minister, who was about 70 years, and people will have thought that he had everything that it takes to deliver. So he did not deliver as we expected. So I am not optimistic based on the fact that, President John Mahama has promised. I'm optimistic based on the fact that I believe that he has an opportunity. Like I said, he's seen it from both sides. He's seen it in government and out of government. And this is a rare opportunity. Most people don't get this opportunity to come back after 2 terms, after trying, 3 times to come back, because he was first won by this same man. And, he tried to come back twice. He was unable to. But now that he has this opportunity, I want to believe, from judging by what he has said and seeing all the problems on the table, that he'll be able to do things rightly. Like I said, I'm not basing my optimism on the fact that he has promised that, all the promises he has given. No, definitely not. They failed us too many times for me to trust any of them until they perform. I'm not going to be able to trust their judgment.
And let's sort of segue into President Bola Tinubu's speech while he was at that inauguration. He did make a very Afrocentric or African-centric speech. What did you make of it? Because he mentioned he was prompting African leaders to ensure that they focus on economic challenges and deal with it. And he also said that no one should be put under pressure. Africa is doing better than it was in terms of its democracy. What do you make of that?
Um, don't forget that President Tinubu is the chairman of ECOWAS, and so he's speaking, rightly to his office that look, guys, let's get ours together. We can do this. This is not out of our hands. And so for me, it was the right thing that he said, prompting them. And of course, it is historical because this has been said in Ghana, and we all know, the first president of Ghana. My brain is failing me right now. What he did as leading everybody at the time, to saying, look, this is what we can do, coming together as Africans and all of that. And so for me, President Tinubu said the right thing, saying it in Ghana and being the chairman of ECOWAS to say, look, we as African leaders can do better than we're doing right now. And if we truly take up the demand, particularly, sorting out our economy, I'm hoping that, this will be like a call to action, not just for President Mahama, but also to all the African presidents, specifically those of them that are in ECOWAS.
And he also did, talk about how Nigeria and Ghana will have stronger bilateral ties, which means that he's looking to work, with President John Mahama. But we know that we've had challenges in terms of bilateral challenges with Ghana. There was a time where our embassy there was attacked. Nigerian traders living in Ghana had issues of, paying higher levies and all. How significant was that statement by President Bola Tinubu?
I think it's very, very significant. And if you remember, I was on your program at the time and I spoke that for me, it was Nigeria's, opportunity to take leadership, as it were. Because you see, the truth of the matter is not just in West Africa. The whole of Africa is expecting that we take leadership. And for me, I'm so happy that President Tinubu have decided, to say, look, I am willing to work. Because you see, we can't but work with them. Ghana, is seen as our immediate brother in the West African sub-region. And working with them is the right thing to do. I believe that President Tinubu has said the right thing, and I'm hoping that he will not just say it, he will take the right step and do the right thing, because the rest of West Africa is seeing these two countries as leaders. And if both of us get it right by coming together and working together, we'll be able to salvage and properly lead the rest of Africa, and in my opinion, even the rest of Africa, because the truth is there are a lot of opportunities. We're blessed with natural resources, human resources, and there are a lot of opportunities if we can only take up the mantle and work together, as leaders of West Africa.
All right. Mr. Adeyemo, we'll just put you on hold as we take a part of the president's speech at that inauguration.
Your new president is a man of patriotic vision and substance. He loves his nation and his people to the core. He believes that your nation has a mission and intend for you all to fulfill it. No one can ask more of a leader than that.
And that was President Bola Tinubu speaking there at the inauguration of the now president of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama. Now, we've been speaking with Oluwaseyi Adeyemo, who is the publisher of Inside Watch Africa. We've been talking about what this means for Ghana. And I just also wanted to ask you what you think are the challenges that lie ahead of John Mahama, looking at just on the Akufo-Addo. The country was struggling with its economic challenge, with its economy. Debt, there was a debt burden as well, and that's something that Mahama would have to deal with. But what other challenges lie ahead of him?
This unity. I mean, apart from economy, there's this unity. There's a lot of polarization in the political system right now. There's a need for him to bring everybody back to the table, for him to work across party lines. I'm hoping that he will show leadership, and he has all that it takes to do this. I'm just hoping that it will take advantage. For me, I'm one of those who believe that if he truly, live up to the expectation that we have of him, we would have a good deal. Because again, beyond what Mr. President, I'm talking about President Bola Tinubu have said today, you all know, and you see how he's been going in and out of Nigeria. So he has a lot of network that he can leverage on and do a lot of things with Nigeria. He's one who has even said that he's even willing to work with them at Cote d'Ivoire as well. He's spoken to the Nigerians and said, look, I'm willing to work with you. He has said, at several fora that I've listened to, that he's willing to work with his neighbors and all of that. So I'm seeing him as that leader who's got the opportunity, like I said again, in and out of government, who can go and do more like a bridge builder for maybe he's the one that's going to help us bring our brothers who left ECOWAS back, because he has said that he's willing to work with them, So yes,
Mr. Adeyemo, you read my mind there. I was just going to say perhaps because he was not a part of the earlier tension and crisis between ECOWAS and Niger, perhaps he might be able to step in along with the president of Senegal to see how they can continue that dialogue. But we do have to leave it there. Thank you so much for your time. Always a pleasure to have you on. Oluwaseyi Adeyemo, who is the publisher Inside Watch Africa.
Thank you. Thank you for